I think these are so cute for Christmas cards. Again, I'm going with the non-traditional colors, and I love blue. Blues are my favorite color. So we're gonna make both of these today. It's gonna be a longer video because the gold on these, I did not use the polyglaze sheets. I used a Delicata ink. So this is gonna take us a little bit. So let's get started. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make these little stars. They were so easy to make. It sounds, or it's going to look like a long process, but it actually is super quick. So I used the Delicata ink and mooshed it onto just a white panel and used clear embossing powder, and then cut a bunch of these little stars from the Gina K O Christmas Tree stamp. We're going to use this one again. I did background paper, and I'll have the link to that down below, or maybe up here in the right hand corner if I remember to put it there. And we're definitely going to use the dies on this one today. I believe this is such a versatile stamp set. When the kit came for the July release, which this is now available at Gina K's website in her shop. So I'll have the link for that down below. But when this was included in the kit, I thought, yeah, okay, Christmas, it's some modern looking trees. Oh no, I'm having so much fun with this set. So let's go ahead. This is the little stamp, little star we're going to use. We're not going to stamp it. We're going to use the die and cut it out. And actually, I've cut them all out, but I just want to go through this process so that you can see how I made this. It's super easy. So all I did was I grabbed a heavier piece of copy paper, and if you've got a a cheaper piece of cardstock or your glass mat, whatever it is, just to protect. I don't want to get this. This is my scrapbook.com self-healing cutting mat, and I love the white because it shows up projects and things I'm working on really well. I just don't want to get gold ink all over it. So I had to re-ink this because this came with super dry. And all I'm doing is, and it is super dry still. Yep, this definitely needs a little more ink in it. Probably because I've mooshed it all. Okay, so before this super dries, I'm gonna get this out of the way and grab my dry box and my clear embossing powder. I did not use my little static tool. I didn't feel it was necessary. So all I'm going to do is dump clear embossing powder all over this. And so don't forget what I'm using. Where did it go? Wow Clear Gloss Super Fine. And let me close this up so I don't spill it. I spilled those little gold stars all over the floor earlier. So I can still talk because my new microphone, well, it's not new anymore. But I'm just going to get this. I want to keep this heated up. You might hear it now. But I spilled all these stars all over the floor and had to go individually pick them up. So I'm just going to hold this up because I'm looking for this to turn shiny because I don't want to over melt it. And I recommend making this and then letting it cool and dry. Some of my stars that I did, there it goes. It's starting to melt the powder. but the pressure from my die cutting machine, there it goes, kind of mooshed the clear embossing. There, we are, get this up here. I don't think that had powder on it, but some of my stars got a little bit deformed. And you can see that beautiful shine, and it's a gorgeous, gorgeous gold color. So that is how I made that. I took that die, and as you can see from this, I cut out a bunch of them, and I just have them in a little baggie, and I can use them at a later time. And whatever pigment ink you have, I've got a Delicata silver, and I can do the same thing with silver, and it might make an appearance at some point. So this is the one we're going to work on first, and I've got the master layouts. There's 3 of them that I'm using. Now, if you're really good at cutting, I got my cheat sheet here. If you're really good at cutting your panels down, you won't need it. If you want to do something fancy like this, this is just a banner die that I'm utilizing as my background or my mat for my sentiment strip. You don't have to use that. It's just what I'm choosing. So I'm using Master Layout 2, and these are the 2 larger rectangles. You've got your smaller, which is the stitched. So I think you can see I've cut out a Kraft panel, and then I've cut out a white panel. So this is going to be in my inside. And then the larger plain, I've got the blue denim, and I have 2 panels of that. So you can see my inside. I dressed it up, but it's the blue denim with the white, and then the Kraft is on the front. And I've already pre-cut out all of my little trees, and we just need 3 of these. So 1, 2, 3, hopefully is what we need. And then I have my sentiment strip. I have from Master Layout 9. For this one, we're going to use the smaller of the, which that's 2 sentiment strips. One's 2.625 and the other's 2 1/4. We're going to use the smaller because the Happy Holidays fits perfectly inside. And in fact, I already have the Happy Holidays done. So this is what I did with this particular sentiment strip. So we don't actually have to do that out. I will do the other one so you can see the process. So let me get all of this cardstock out of the way because we're going to get our trees done first, and then we'll put all this together. Okay, so I've just got some plain old copier paper here, and this is I just die cut this out of 110 pound what is that, 110 pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White. Because these pop up a little bit, I like to use a little heavier weight cardstock. So I have 3 of those we're going to work on. So let me grab that particular stamp from, so we're going to use this tree, and then these are the branches we're going to use. I have not yet figured out how to use the, does it matter here? I'm just going to put it off to the side just a smidge. But the, what are these? The sparklies. I have not yet figured out how to stamp those properly on my cardstock. And I got to move those over, my ink stands, over just a smidge. So we're just going to ink this up with the powder blue real quick. It doesn't have to be a good impression. I just need to be able, you can see, to line up this. And what I've done is I've got some 1/2 inch minty tape, and I put this on the back, and you can see I've used my delicate frog tape on this already. So I saved this, and I'm just going to line this up real quick. I'll get you in a little closer so you can see. Let me see. Okay, there's the zoom. Let me get this card out of the way. Trying to get this glare out of here. And I'm not being very successful. So we're going to do 2 of these in the powder blue and then 1 in the blue denim. And first time I did this, because it's a solid, I had to stamp this a couple times. And this will lighten up. This stamp's dark to begin with, but this actually lightens up. You can tell that's the same ink, and you can see how it's going to lighten up over time. So let me get the other one we need to do. Okay, let's pop that out of there. And we're going to move over to the blue denim. This may be a one-stop stamp. Nope. It's got, yep, there it goes. Got a little bit of roughness there on the right-hand side. There we go. And the next thing we're going to do is the Delicata ink. Let me pull this up and move these out of the way. Let me grab my Delicata ink. I put it away. So what you're not going to see off camera is I've got my embossing all set up, and I'm actually going to, because there's just not enough space and I don't have a second camera that I can hook up. But once we stamp the trunk, I will throw some embossing powder on it, put it in my dry bin for actual drying. So here we go. I wish I had enough space that you could see it. So I'm just going to line this up on, actually I don't have to line it up. I'm just going to throw it down. Watch this trick. When I first started using it, I tried to line it up, and I'm just going to use this blue ink here, and I may have to change to the black Onyx in case it doesn't show up. Oh, it shows up perfectly. Clean that off real quick, let it dry. So I'm just going to take this form again and line this up. Top, treetop, trunk, and everything else should work. And all 3 of these forms, you can see this is lightening up already with the gold ink. And this I had to stamp several times, and we may have to stamp it more. You may not really see it. I can see it. I think you can see it. See that gold? Oh, there, that, it doesn't get the, there's the shine. So let me quickly move that over to, oh, come on. Need to pop out of here. There. And I need my reverse tweezers, because I'm going to throw a bunch of clear embossing powder. I don't have to use the static tool so, oops, it's kind of dull now, but you can see the fine line, and I need to put it in my drying box. And I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. Okay. I'm gonna let these cool down. And we're done heat embossing. So let's go ahead and assemble the card. I've got the A2 card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5 by 8.5. I buy my white card bases from Cut Cardstock in Valparaiso, Ohio. It comes pre-cut, pre-scored. So all I have to do is fold it over with the bump. They're super fast. I'm like 5 hours away from them. Super fast on delivery. And then here's the Kraft and the base. So let's go ahead and get this Kraft panel affixed to the mat, and lower left, upper right. And I have been on a roll getting these lined up perfectly, and the master layouts really do help. I've been making cards for 25 years and I can't cut a panel straight to save my life. So upper right, lower left. This is going to be a landscape orientation, so it's going to be just like that. That's part of the cardstock, Kraft cardstock. It's got some impurities in it, which I think is really fun and rustic. So here's the inside panel, and I'm going to go ahead and put it together, but we're not going to put it on the inside yet, because at the very end, if you want to stick around, I will embellish the inside and put my sentiments on the inside. So I'm just going to do that for now. So these 3 trees, I won't sing, but the We Three Kings is going through my head. So as you've seen before, I still have all my Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. I will one day run out of these. It will be a very long time. I still have hundreds of these little octagons or whatever they are. So I'm just, oh no, these I didn't pop up. Well, these are getting popped up, so we're going to do a little different. These were supposed to go straight down on the card. Well, that's okay. Just going to go ahead and peel these all off first. Then I'm going to find my blue denim and put that first on the card. Nope. Yep. Because A2, I want to get this semi in the center. Okay, I eyeballed that pretty good. Let's get that straight and press down. All right, this one, same thing, pretty straight. See, I'm lining up these points and I'm trying to get them equidistant. And that one's not straight. There. And I'm going to use my Happy Holidays that I had already done. And we will put it right there on the front. And I am not going to dimensionalize it. Want that right in the middle. or as close to the middle as I can. I have glue on my finger, that's why it popped up. Perfect. And then the last 2 bits, let's dress it up a little. So I need a dimensional for that. This guy is perfect size. And then get my little tweezers right there at the top. Isn't that gorgeous? Now I have one more exciting thing to show you. So I love, in my embellishments, I love these black discs. The silver, the gold, those are all from Spellbinders. And then I found these Starshine embellishments from Simon Says. And I love the flatness, so that way I don't have to do any kind of extra postage unless I'm overweight. And so I thought all I was seeing was the simple metallics, the clears, Spellbinders. They've been out of the black for a very long time, and these are my favorite embellishments. So I went searching and I found Cartwright sequins. Wait till you see what I found. I found all kinds of colors and finishes. I've got some satin, I've got some metallic, and some of these are, oops, those are the Spellbinders. Crystal metallic confetti. I'm not sure the difference between, oh yes, I see it. You probably can't tell the difference because of the plastic bags in the way. The crystal versus the metallic. The crystal metallic is in my left, the metallic is in my right. And these are both, this is mermaid in my left, this is turquoise. But I can see a little bit of, it looks like there's some variation in the crystal metallic. So I was just super excited. I'm not an affiliate of them. I just love all of the bling. So for this card, we're just going to use the gold, and I'll have a link to their website, but you can see right here at cccartwright.com. They have a ton of embellishments. I had a field day, and all of those sequins, I think it was under 40 bucks. So I was super excited about that. So let me dump some of my gold ones in here, and we'll get this on here. So where's my pick and stick? Here it is. So let's do a large one here. I'm just going to lay that there to keep the card flat. Otherwise, these things won't stay on there. Let's do a medium here. Let's do a small one like we did in my sample card. So I'm going by my sample. I'm just going to make it the same. So I'm trying to learn to do this. I've seen several other card makers do it this way, and I am not ambidextrous in any stretch of the imagination. So squeezing the glue bottle with my left hand is taking some real effort. And voila. We have a Happy Holidays and a Merry Christmas. I think that's a cute, really cute layout. So let's start on card number 2, which is this really fun layout. And We're going to do this just like the first one, except we won't have the Delicata ink. And stamp, we need the stamp, so it's this guy here and this tree trunk. So I'm just going to get this guy all done up, and I'm just going to use the powder blue just to give me the background. Doesn't really matter how good or how bad it looks. Looks like there's something on my stamp there. So let me see if I can clean that off. I had a speck of dust. I see it right here. So get this all lined up. Get the top, get the bottom. This one's a little easier to line up than the last one. Get this taped down. As you can see, I've previously used this, and I did put a piece of the 1/2 inch mint tape. Make sure that's all lined up, and it is. But I put that sticky side up so that it would hold my die cut. Again, this is 110 pound. And I will stamp this a couple times. We'll do 2 of the powder blue, just like this one. That's a good impression. But I'll still stamp it twice. Oop. There. Missed some spots right there. That was easy to fix. Pull that up just a little. And we'll do the tree trunk next after we get the ink laid down first. And I need my blue denim. Look at that, that's gorgeous. I love it. Okay, let's pop that out. And I'm gonna peel this up because we're gonna need this again in just a second. And the next thing we need, just gonna let that reform itself. Sometimes these photopolymer stamps, when you peel them off, they're a little deformed. So I like to give it a couple seconds. And we're going to use, I'm going to use the black Onyx, and I grabbed my cube just because it's such a delicate stamp from the perspective of there's not a lot of surface, just like that. So I'm going to grab my cutout here, and we're going to line up the tree trunk where I want it along with the top. And whoops, I shifted it. Okay, start again. So I'm filming this part of, excuse me, I'm filming this first thing in the morning. I'm going to move that up just a little. I want that trunk further down. Okay, so I'm filming this early morning, and I haven't had my coffee yet, but I just wanted to get this down on film, so to speak. This card has been in my head. Not that it's causing me anxiety, but I woke up early this morning and thought, oh, I really want to get this card out on cardstock. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Let me pull you in a little closer so you can see that. I like that. So it's very different from this, where you have the gold. It's just black. And depending on the colors you choose, you can change the color of the tree. I mean, if you were doing this in fall colors and wanted to do that in brown, that would work perfectly. That's what I've noticed about, not noticed, but that's what I love about this set. You can make this set fit anything, even though it's Oh Christmas Tree. There are so many uses for this set. In fact, my episode 2 of Masculine Monday uses this set. Has nothing to do with Christmas. I think it's just so versatile. And like I said earlier, when I was doing the other card, I really wasn't like gaga over this stamp set when I bought the kit. But I love it. So there, we are done with the trees. And I'm just going to let it sit for a minute and try to deform or form back to where it's supposed to. Get that done real quick. And I put the minty tape on this on the corners because I want to hold it. So getting this all lined up, and I'm sorry if my head gets in the way. Okay, let's try one of these. I've got these all cut out. These are from Master Layout 9. So, did I get it straight? Oh, look at that. I sure did. And I am just kissing this because if you moosh, that photopolymer stamp is going to moosh out and spread. And that's when you get blurry or one letter. Like on this one, the M always gets, looks like it's a little bolder than the rest. This is the bad part of, okay, this is the bad part of using the minty tape. So there, pop that out. Use my little Cricut tool. I'm gonna go ahead and make a couple of these. There we go. And we're done with that. Okay, so I've got the 5.5 by 8.5 cardstock. This is Kraft from Gina K Designs. I'm going to score this at 4 1/4. And fold it into the bump. And where's, oh, I have got to organize my tools. And I'm going to go ahead and cut 2 of the Master Layout 2, the stitched rectangle die. I'm going to do 2 of the white, and then I'm going to do 2 of the blue denim, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got these all done, and I've already done this in blue denim, and we have our Merry Christmas sentiment strips. So let me move this out of the way. We can get this party started. So I used tape on the inside. Oops, hang on, gotta pause you. Finally figured out the trick of these. It doesn't come off. I've had tape runners where the pieces came apart. This just hinges. I did not know that. And just easy peasy, just like that. And it's going to go like this. Make sure it's got the correct orientation. And these guys, let me move you just a smidge closer. Oh, that was hardly close at all. And here we are. You might hear my cat Momo, Sheena. I call her Momo because you always need Mo Sheena. Okay, so let's pull this panel down, and you can see that right here. So I'm going to try to get them equidistant, and what I've done is I've got this nice layout there, and I'm trying to line up the bottom of the tree. Actually, I need to move it up just a smidge. Trying to line it up with one of the lines, and then I'll get it straight. Not quite straight. There we are. Yep, that's straight. Okay, my other one, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And if you don't press down, if you just lay it there, you can, well, yep, you can kind of still pick it up and move it, but that's actually pretty straight. And then this guy, I'm going to pop up just a little so that it's not equal. And then I need the gold star. Forgot the gold star. Yes, Sheena, I hear you. There. Oops. Yeah, I told you I dropped all these. And okay, let's get one of these little small dimensionals. You may have to cut it down. This is perfect size. And my reverse tweezers, where are they? Easy, it's right here. And just put this right up at the top, just like that. Look at that, isn't that? It's shaping up nicely. I'll get my pick and stick tool because I'm going to need that in just a minute. And then, which one of my Merry Christmases? I like this one. This M seems to be a little bit mooshed. So, reverse tweezers, get my glue ready. Try to get this on here straight. That will be, oh, hey, I think I did it. And I'm just using an acrylic block to give equal pressure rather than try to stick it down with my fingers. And I think that worked well. What do you think? I think that's pretty straight. So I'm going to go ahead and just get some glue on here in various places. I don't think I need the tweezers. Oh, what the heck? Let's give it a try. Yes, baby girl, I hear you. And I had these over the trunk. I think, you know what? I do need dimensionals on this one. Let's see with the liquid glue if it works. I'm going to put this off to the side because of a tree trunk. Yep. That's really crooked. Oh my goodness. I can't line anything up to save my life. Because that's really, well, no, it's not. It just looks, it's a little off center. I haven't Let's see if, yep, I messed that up. Okay. Okay. I'm going to call that good. Call that good. And let me get, oh, my fun gemstones, because gemstones, discs. So this is some of the new Cartwright. I love these blue sapphire. Let me see if I can find them in my bag of tricks here, because I took all these out. I had them all neatly organized. Here they are. Yeah, those, oh, I love this blue. This blue is so gorgeous. So gorgeous. So, put these away before I spill them all over. This would be the last thing I'd want to spill in my craft space. All of these are very staticky. So, we have our cards finished. And if you want to stick around for the inside, you're more than welcome to do so. I will get that here in just a moment. In the meantime, if you've stuck around this long, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you as you join me on this journey. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, if you would click the subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. So if you want to see the inside, stick around. Otherwise, happy stamping. Okay, so here are the two cards that I had done previously, and I did just a quick wishing you a Merry Christmas, and both in the wishing you as well as a Christmas tree, you've got these solid dots. You could very much use this one, but I wanted a little bit smaller, so I'm going to use these two little dots, and I'm just putting them on acrylic blocks, but at the same time I'm using the greetings from this set as well. So it really isn't going to matter. Nope, it's not going to matter. So I'm going to say, yep, because I'll show you a trick for orientation. So wishing you, we'll do a Merry Christmas, the first one. A Merry Christmas. Do we want it off to the side just a little? Because on this card that I did it right under one another. I think I'm gonna go off to the side just a little. Let's see how straight I got this. We shall see. And I don't care how inked up or not inked up that is. That is straight. Okay, so here's the tricky part. I was doing this for the lineup, and now, oh, I got something, I got a smudge. Well, we're gonna fix that. I must have had ink on my finger. I did. Yep. Where's my sand eraser? There it is. Let's see if we can get that off. If not, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Nope. I am not getting that off. So we're going to fix that here in a minute. But in the meantime, this is my stamp. I made this for Stampin' Up, the Stamparatus. But it works perfectly in the Misti. Oop, too far. And there's grid lines that I'm lining that up to get straight. And that's perfect. So let me just wipe that off real quick. And ink that up and get it stamped. Pull up the Merry Christmas, but before I take that off, I have 2 acrylic blocks. I'm going to put that right there to stop the glare. And I've got my powder blue and my blue denim. And I need my 2 little dots, my little and my big, and a stamp cleaner. Okay, I'm organized. So, whoops, there. So let's start with this. And I'm just randomly placing some blue dots. And clean that off. And let's do the bigger one. And we're going to shadow this one. Just like that's how I cover. And wishing you a happy holiday. Hi, sweetie. There. Oops. Oh. See if I have to adjust it. Yeah, it's kind of wavy. Sometimes when you have small, thin sentiments like this, the photopolymer really gets wavy. Whoops, the A is like woo on the end. Okay, let's try that. Let me see if I can get this straight. Okay. Let's see if I made it better or worse. And it's the same. So it's just going to be a wavy happy holidays. Oh, got some fuzz right here. So do the same thing I did before. I think this is approximately where I want it, but just to test it, where did it go? There it is. Oh, I think that works. Okay, let's ink this up and finish it out. Perfect. It is perfect. Okay, and we have our inks, and we'll get our little dots, and we'll be done. All right, we are done. Cover those. Get my 2 cards. Make sure I'm putting them in the right card because I've done a portrait and a landscape. I normally don't do two orientation. Oops, these are the completed cards. How about the cards I haven't done? What I was saying is I normally don't do 2 orientations at the same time. Okay, this time I am absolutely done. So thanks again for joining me. Until next time, happy stamping.